Time! Dragon Sword! Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Straight Talk podcast. This is episode 44. We are here celebrating 30 years of Power Rangers. And to do so, I'm bringing in my very special friend, my very good friend, one of my best friends, local Chicago indie wrestler, of course. I'm talking about my former co-host, Mr. Jay Thunder. How's it going, my man?
It's going good, man. Oh my god, it feels great to be on back with you, bro. Like it's a couple of years ago all over again.
Yeah, man. I mean, we used to do the NXT recaps when we were on SmackDown, so shout out to them. We were holding the fort down on Wednesday nights. You know, things changed. NXT changed. Things happened, but you know. The Southside Bruiser Jay Thunder is here with your host SESvince, and we're recording this on April 19th, 2023, which is of course the premiere date for Netflix's Power Rangers anniversary special, which is titled Now and Forever, which brings back the original Mighty Morphin team. There's been some trailers, there's been some speculation as to what the actual plot will be, but from what we see, we get Billy and Zach returning, and if you really zoom in, it looks like maybe some of the other Rangers get captured, like Tommy, Jason, and Kimberly get captured. It looks like we're getting introduced to a brand new character in Trini's daughter. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but she does mention that Rita, the returning Rita, robot Rita, Mecha Rita, just like Frieza and Cooler in the Dragon Ball Z series. Yeah, they are here doing her best Dragon Ball Z impression, and she's out here and she killed Trini. So we need.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, it's kind of weird because, this is the first time that really there's been little hints here and there about death and in the Power Rangers lore, but this is like a different type of oh my god, they actually said it. Oh yeah, they killed her. Oh my god.
It's one of those many things that maybe the fact that it's on Netflix is a little bit more of an adult one. This one's feels like it's more for us, 90s babies that grew up watching this.
And we're about to hit our 30s and shit. And
or some of us have already hit our 30s.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you guys are watching the video version of this, you guys can see the gray all on the beard. So
yeah, unfortunately, I could never grow a beard, so I never have that issue. But my knees and back are showing age, and with age comes a lot of reminiscence, a lot of nostalgia, and we're gonna embrace that nostalgia here today, Jay. So the way we've thought to commemorate this 30 years of Power Rangers is to have a rankings episode. So we're gonna have tier rankings, and we have 5 different tiers. And they go as follows. We have the Z tier, which is the highest tier we have, and it stands for the Z in Zordon and the Z in the Megazords. But right after that, we have the Alpha A's, which is in honor of Alpha 5, the trusty companion and of the Power Rangers and Zordon. Then we have More Phenomenal, and that's a phrasing that's been used by the Power Rangers in the original Power Rangers series so many times, so I thought it'd be a nice little middle buffer B level type thing.
Absolutely.
Then as a C tier, we have mid at best, which just basically means like we discussed off camera, is that it was all right, but they could have done better. We weren't really too fans of this design, but again, could have been better. And then last but not least, there's no explanation here. The trash tier, we just think the trash. I don't like it. Get it out of here.
And dumpster fire. Something.
The way we're gonna go about it is Jay and I are gonna try to mutually agree on where this uniform or this Ranger squad deserves to be on. And this is strictly on the aesthetics and the design of the uniforms themselves. It is not a ranking of the series or the Ranger specific members. It's just the aesthetic purposes. And we're going to go all the way from Mighty Morphin, where it all started, to the brand new series Cosmic Fury that's supposed to be releasing in late 2023 on Netflix as well. And we're just going to do it there. We're going to cover the movies. We're going to cover the TV shows. No Super Sentai, just strictly Power Rangers.
Yeah, this is definitely a thing that's strictly Power Rangers. Now, keep in mind, guys, we for me, I don't know about you, Vince, but for me, I have literally, I say my best is going all the way to about Super Samurai. So, you know, I got majority of it down packed. So if I wind up seeing some new Rangers here and, you know, some new costumes, I might have to sit here and be like, I might have to put that in Alpha somewhere or Z tier, because if they look good, I can't deny it.
100%. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. I watched, I want to say, up until maybe Jungle Fury. Then I kind of went away with RPM and Overdrive. There were a few, I kept tabs with like Samurai and Mega Force, Dino Charge, like those stuff I didn't really watch. Like towards the end, I didn't really watch the series, but I kept tabs. I through TikTok and YouTube and what have you, you get to see a lot of this stuff. So as big Ranger fans, we're just going to kick things off, and we're going to jump right into the meat and potatoes of things and start with the original team. And I'm lumping them all together because I can't give this isn't just like a specific Ranger category. It's the whole collective team. So we're doing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1 through, what is it, 3? Yeah, 1 through 3. And we're going to include the original 5 squad, but we're also going to include the iconic Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank, White Ranger, Tiger Zord one, and also the Green Dragon Ranger. So, Jay, I blew up the picture here for you and for the video viewers as well. This is iconic. If I want to go ahead and make a case for them, I say they should go Z tier because they're the ones that are starting things off. They're getting their own spin-off episode. Just off the strength alone of the White Ranger and the Green Ranger could put them on Z tier, even if the rest of the Rangers weren't included.
I mean, definitely. I remember when I was sitting here back and watching this in '94, and I remember. So I have I remember my mom wound up getting me an episode of Power Rangers, and it's somewhere still in this house somewhere. Excuse me. It's somewhere in this house somewhere, but I would always watch that same episode over and over and over again because that was the only tape that I had. And just watching back then, their uniforms were just out of this world. Like, I had a fun time sitting here and looking. I was like, I thought that was cool. Like, I wanted to be a Power Ranger for Halloween. I mean, granted, when I was younger, like, Barney was a thing, but if it wasn't Barney, it was definitely the Power Rangers. So I'm definitely gonna go give this I will definitely give that the Z for real.
Okay, all right. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the full team of, I guess, 7 here, because we're gonna lump the 6th Ranger and the 7th and the White Ranger and the Green Ranger together.
Mm-hmm.
Z tier it is, man. Z tier it is. No questions asked. So let's move on to the next one, shall we?
All right.
We have next.
Oh man,
we're staying in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers realm, but we're going into like what is the transition from season 2 to season 3, which is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. They had their own original budget, so they thought they'd gloss up the uniforms here. You know, a lot of similarities in the design. However, it looks like less spandex and more like actual armor here.
Yeah, it looks more leather to me.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it gives me what is it, Batman? Batman Forever vibes.
Or yeah, like a Batman Forever, like a Batman Begins type of
Yes.
thing going on.
Yes.
Like, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, so when I was a kid watching this movie in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
I thought these suits were like everything. Especially the cool thing about it is that each suit has like a special like power or whatever. Like I knew that because in this one, instead of Jason played by Austin St. John, it's Stephen Cardenas playing Rocky now. So he had what is it? He had a scope in his helmet.
Yes.
He had a scope in his helmet, and I thought that was like super cool. And Aisha playing the Yellow Ranger, she had she has some flashlights in her helmet as well. So like I don't know, like I like the features. I feel like for a first movie, it was a pretty good go.
Mm-hmm.
Will I put it as Z? Probably not. I probably put it as A.
I'd be a little bit more critical just because
Ooh.
at the time it looks cool and stuff, but I'm looking at it now with a much older perspective. The uniform does look a little lame, and it's basically the Mighty Morphin uniform minus like I don't know. It looks too glossed up for me. The shield, the vest for Tommy's White Ranger suit just doesn't look up to par. Personally, they look like action figures in real life. Like if someone like went ahead and supersized your action figures from the 90s, this is what they look like to me.
I'm probably gonna watch this movie again, like in the future. Like,
yeah. Personally, man, I'd want to give it a mid at best.
Mid at best.
I want to give it a mid at best.
What about if we can meet halfway? How about more phenomenal?
All right. I'll give it that. It is copying the iconic look from the original Mighty Morphin TV show.
Like the thing about it is that like I get what you're saying, but it's just more so like if you think about this, like I'm also thinking about like what was added to the suit as well. Like
okay,
Tommy's plate itself was pretty iconic itself. Not only that, it looked like they were able for some strange reason they looked hella comfortable. I don't know why they looked extremely comfortable.
Yeah,
like in the suits, like it didn't look like it was cheap to make.
That's true. Okay, you know what? So what you're arguing here is the extra added abilities that the suits had compared to the original suits. And I mean, all right, well, we're meeting halfway. I'd like to say mid at best because it's not the best job and it's just the same suits. They could have just copied and pasted.
Yeah, bro, but you got to realize what year this was, though. Like, this was 96.
Oh, we're gonna get 95. We're gonna get
95, 96.
We're gonna get to movie suits. Trust me, here, man.
Like we're gonna talk about movie suits, but I mean, like you got to realize, like this was 95, 96, and you can't argue with how good the suits look. I'm just saying.
That's true. All right, so we're gonna leave the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie suits at more phenomenal, the B level. Okay,
I can deal with that. All
right. Let's move on to the next one, and this is kind of cheating, but kind of not because it's technically a Ranger form, and we're gonna go with the movies / the season 3 ninja suits, and we're gonna lump in the full like ninja face mask, or with the headband look with their face uncovered. Personally, I like ninjas. I think this was kind of cool. They're not necessarily Rangers in their Power Rangers form. They're their ninja form. I thought it was kind of cool. I personally liked it. Where do you stand?
Okay, so they call it they call it the Ninjetti outfits.
Yes.
So the Ninjetti suits, and I've always been this by far. If I had to choose between like the seasons, like
Hmm.
yeah, I love the original, but this season was a big huge change for me. I loved every little bit of it. Like I love the ninja output of the episode. Like it was something different. It gave me like it gave the power the Rangers something like new.
Yeah.
And I definitely love the suits. Like it was something different. Like it wasn't a oh yeah, so we still got our regular suits, but we also got this with new added power.
You know what this felt like to me? We already made a reference to Dragon Ball Z. This feels like their Kaioken before they go Super Saiyan,
Yeah. Yeah.
or their
There we
Super
go.
Saiyan before they go like Super
They
Saiyan
go
3,
yeah.
or like Super Saiyan God or something. You know?
Like I just felt like they did a very good job. Like it's something simple. Don't get me wrong, it's very simple. Like
Hmm.
it's very simple, but it's very iconic and it looks great.
It's simple, but it's great. Me personally,
What you thinking?
I don't think I can put them Z tier because they're not necessarily Ranger ones, but I'm advocating for Alpha A's, or at the very least, more phenomenal.
Uh I'll give it alpha. We can go alpha. I
All
can
right,
do that.
all right.
Reason
So,
being is because of the fact of the regular suits, the movie suits and the regular suits, they follow along with each other. So I
yeah,
feel like the Ninjetti suits were a lot better than the regular suits.
yeah.
So
Also,
and not
too,
only that, they had their own powers as well with the Ninjetti suits.
yeah,
So
that was so cool because they were actually doing ninja stuff.
yeah.
That's cool. So personally, also, why I want to like bump this up is because above more phenomenal, where the Power Rangers movie suits are at,
Mhm.
is because they went ahead and redid the entire movie and did the exact same story plot on the TV show for season 3. And
Oh yeah.
it's like kind of like downgrades a little bit the movie suits
The
in
movie
my
suits.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
kept the Ninjetti suits. They kept those though.
Which I liked. I never understood. So the funny thing about it is, so I saw the movie before I saw the. I think I saw the movie before I saw the newer episodes with
Right.
the Ninjetti suits.
Mhm.
So I went to go and watch the movie, and I'm expecting in the movie in the series to see Ivan Ooze, and that's not a thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's not canon. So
But shout out to Ninjor. That's the homie though.
shout out to Ninjor. Like,
Yeah.
man, I
Uh,
think he went through it. That man went through a lot.
all right. All right. So we're almost through the Mighty Morphin phase. We're actually done with the first 3 seasons. Oh, well, almost the first three
Well,
seasons.
actually, if
Hold
you
up.
really want to be technical,
Hold
if
up. I'm getting to it. I'm segueing into it. All right.
you
We were talking about ninjas, and they kind of look like ninjas, but they're not ninja rangers. They are the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers that were introduced in the little mini series at the conclusion of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 3 that leads off into the next series, and it was the first time of many that we see a rotating recycling cast of uniforms, which is why we're doing this whole thing to begin with.
Mhm.
But the Alien Rangers, man, they came from a different planet. They came in to help the Rangers because they got shrunk down to kids by what's his name? I I forgot his name, but it's Rita's father. Um,
I'm Master Vile. There we
Master Vile.
go.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Thank you so much. So Master Vile actually gets a working plan against the Rangers. They turn them into kids so they can't
They can't use
morph.
their powers.
They can't morph. They can't use their powers. So Zordon brings in the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers from Aquitar,
Hmm.
and this is pretty cool. I like the ninjas, the ninja style look to it. I know they're not ninjas, but they were cool. I liked them. And me personally, it was the first time I saw a team without like a pink ranger in there, so it was different. But it was cool. I liked all of it, man. Like me personally, I kind of want to give it Z tier because I like them so much and they're so clean, they're so crisp. They're just so simple but perfect at the same time. But I'll settle for Alpha A.
Okay, so I will say that, in a sense, when I saw I will. The one thing that I've always had an issue with was the morphing sequence because it looks so basic.
Mm-hmm.
Out of every one of the Rangers, like the Aquitar Rangers, were it was a little off. Like, but what was cool was, um, so they were able to use the Ranger Zords,
Yes.
from because of the fact that they were kids. I love the fact they were able to use the Zords. Like they didn't have to worry about any Zords or anything like that. They were able to use that, and the suits themselves were they were so different. Like it was really different. Like it's very simplistic, but it's very different. Like
Yeah.
it looks nothing like the original suit.
No, not whatsoever. That's why. But it looks so much cleaner. It looks like something they'd come up with like in the 2010s or the 2020s. That's
So
how.
if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
this was supposed to be their ninja form in Super Sentai. I think this
Yeah.
was supposed to be their ninja form, which I can see because it looks
Makes all
fucking
the sense
awesome.
in the world.
Yeah,
So
it does.
yes. So it's
So I'll go. So for this one, I'll definitely go Z.
okay. I'll
I'm
go
cool. I'm cool with going Z just because I just like the stature, and I just like the fact that it's something different.
I
Not only
like their
that, this is the first time.
stance. I like their
Yeah,
stance after they morph, where they get like the like sword in the back. It was cool. The aesthetic, the presentation was fantastic. But yeah, you're right. With the Super Sentai, the ninjetti suits when they're full covered, that's supposed to
hmm
be them. Then they
yep,
go into the Ranger form, and the Shogun swords that are originally the Mighty Morphin Rangers are actually theirs in Super Sentai. So
yeah.
that's why they're able to use it, and that's why you don't see a pink Megazord
hmm
for Cat later on in season 3.
You don't see it until later on in the season.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
okay. All right. So if you're cool with
and
that,
shout out to the fact that this is the first time that there's a guy as a Yellow Ranger in this series.
yeah, and he made it made it work. It
Yeah.
made it okay. So Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers suits are getting bumped all the way up to the Z tier alongside Mighty Morphin. So we're moving on. And this is where we started rotating cast, man.
Oh,
We're gonna have to go quicker here now because we got so much to get through. But
well, keep in mind, just so you guys know, for everybody that's listening, this is not the end of the storyline just yet. Just so you know,
no.
by no means is this the end of the storyline.
So the Mighty Morphin powers are gone. They get the Zeo crystals. Zeo crystals give them a new power. They're able to get power from the morphing grid and become the new Zeo Power Rangers. And the real reason why they changed it, obviously, was because they ran out of footage copying Super Sentai, and it was just so much easier to just like introduce the new Ranger forms, the new Ranger teams with new Zords and everything. So long and behold, we like the original members, they just become the Zeo Rangers. So Tommy goes from being the White Ranger to the Red Ranger. Rocky goes from red to blue. Aisha actually, I think
She leaves.
she leaves, and Ashley comes in.
Tanya comes in.
Tanya,
Yeah,
or was
and
it no? Or was it the other way around? That
no,
was
Aisha would be the Yellow Ranger for Mighty Morphin, and then she leaves because in the story she stays in Africa.
yes,
and
you're right.
Gives Tanya her Zeo crystal,
Gotcha. Yes, you're right. And then Cat
and Tanya
stays.
takes over being the Yellow Ranger. Cat stays from being the Pink Ranger, so she's pretty much the same.
And my favorite
Adam,
Ranger, my favorite Ranger of all time, Adam, becomes the Green Zeo Ranger, and we see right there, like originally we got the Gold Ranger, the Gold Zeo Ranger. Eventually, Jason, the original Red Ranger, gets those powers, but it gets them right back to the original Gold Ranger. I forget his name. Do you got his name?
Trey of Triforia, I think.
Yes, there you go, man. See, I knew you were the right person to have on this podcast. You're over here like helping me out.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the Zeo uniforms. Personally, I don't like the whites there. That was always my big critique. I think the Gold Ranger is
it's
so
probably
cool.
I literally think that is the Gold Ranger has the best suit out of every one of them.
100%. 100%.
So if I had to choose between this one, because to be quite honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. The best part about their gadgets was their Zords, because I liked Zeo and the Super Zeo Megazord, and I also like Pure Midas. So
I like the original Zeo sword, but that's only because I owned it as a kid.
I also did. I own both of them though. I own the Zeo Megazord, the Super Zeo Megazord,
right,
and Pure Midas. So and that thing was huge.
Oh,
so,
man, they were great,
and then also I will say, like I said, I think it was more so about the fact that like their gadgets were a lot more better, because Tommy has his own the Red Zeo Ranger has his own Megazord, the Red Battle Z-Zord. So
yes. That was cool too. That was
cool. I always thought that was a cool Zord. It was one of the craziest, because he couldn't control it unless his mind was at ease. If he couldn't control it, if he couldn't control his mind, the Megazord would literally just spaz out.
Yeah,
and it was dope. It was dope. So
kind of like the Green Lantern's ring.
Yeah, see. There you go.
There's
connections.
There's connections.
Everywhere. So if I had to pick, I'd probably say, just because of the fact that the Gold Ranger added, I could say Morph, or we can go mid at best.
They're not terrible. I'm gonna say more phenomenal, just because I don't want to be completely disrespectful to Zeo. But again, and we're not ranking the seasons, we're not ranking the Power Rangers members or how great that version of Power Rangers was. We're just ranking the aesthetic and how we think the suits look cool. And more phenomenal seems like a good place to leave them. So
yeah, definitely. Like I feel like it could have been like they could have done a lot better.
Yeah,
but because they could have had it the same way that the Gold Ranger.
Yeah,
because that, I don't know, just that black and gold aesthetic is just amazing.
You can't miss when it comes to black and gold. That's why we were running NXT podcast for so long.
There you go.
Me personally, it has too much of an Egyptian feel for me. Yeah. And I'm not the biggest Egyptian buff out there, so that's probably why. So let's move on to the series that followed suit. Same cast of guys and gals, but now they're controlling car-based swords, and they're the Turbo Power Rangers. And Rocky, well, actually, this all gets introduced in the Power Rangers Turbo movie, and I'm lumping that all together because they actually use the exact same suits.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just about to let them know. I was like, they used the same suits. There was no fancy suits or anything like that.
Unlike with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, they decided to make this movie, the Turbo movie, and have it to be kind of like a buffer to transition from Zeo to Turbo. And honestly, the only reason they got new powers was because Zordon was like, hey, here's some new powers. Here, you're the Turbo Rangers now. And Rocky gets like a back injury in the movie, like while he's boxing and sparring. So they have to replace him, and they replace him with Justin. What is he, like a 10-year-old kid? And then it's like Shazam, where he just like Shazam. And then he gets an adult body, and he becomes a Power Ranger, and he's living every kid's like dream of wanting to be a Power Ranger. So there was that. So it was a cool sequence. His sequence was probably one of the cooler ones out of all of them. Tommy had a really cool single solo Power Ranger as transformation sequence, but once they pivoted to the new actors and they replaced Kat, Tanya, Adam, and Tommy with TJ, Carlos, Ashley,
and Cassie.
and Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point, TJ didn't have the transformation anymore.
They didn't have they pretty much like
all uniform.
Yeah, just pretty much all uniform. They didn't use the transformation sequence like they did in the movie and in the original.
Yeah,
with the original cast. But I will say that I do love the aesthetic of this.
Especially the Red Ranger, man.
Yeah, like this was probably one of my favorites of all when I was a kid. Like this was it. When Turbo came on, I was a nut for it. Like when I say I was a nut for it, I was a nut for this series, especially when the cool thing about it is that so in this series, this has the first African American Red Ranger.
Yes, that's true.
Not only that, he's the leader. So literally, he's the first African American Red Ranger and leader of the team, and it worked out so good. Like I hate the fact that how it landed at the end of the series because I feel like they made him look super weak, but I love the fact that they gave this man a chance, and shout out to the actor who played TJ because I think he did a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, like I love TJ. Like, and we'll talk more about TJ when we keep talking about Power Rangers. But let's rank this suit. Personally, I think it has to be at least more phenomenal for me. But I can be talked into Alpha A. What do you think?
So, in the movie, their lights actually work on their helmets. I like that. That was cool. Not only that, I liked the sequence. The morphin sequence was just wow. it was just good.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, like so if I had to, I'd probably put it in Alpha.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll go right there with you. Might get some flack because I know people really don't like Turbo like that.
Because people like I don't know why people don't like Turbo. Well, you know what? I think it's because of the movie. I think that's why people
also they had like cheesy episodes in there. That's a cheap pun there, like the episode where they almost get turned into a pizza. So that was a thing. Yeah. But it's meant for kids. Like if you take Power Rangers a little too seriously, you're not gonna enjoy the product. But yeah, okay. So Alpha A tier is where we leave the Turbo Rangers, but we're not done talking with the cast members because they come back in my favorite series of Power Rangers of all time, which is Power Rangers in Space. To me, this is probably the best season of Power Rangers they had. So we have this whole scenario where Divatox destroys the command sensor, fucks everybody up, does what Lord Zed, Rita, and the Machine Empire before her couldn't, and basically destroy and take down the Power Rangers. She leaves and they take Zordon. He's gone. He's being abducted. And the Rangers are going to chase after Divatox. They get into the spaceship. TJ, Casey, Ashley, and Carlos all jump in there. They get into space, and the scenery changes from Angel Grove.
Now you gotta remind them. You also gotta remind them that at the end, at the beginning of that show, Justin stays.
Justin stays behind. He doesn't leave because he's a child, right?
And he doesn't, and even though he's a Power Ranger, he doesn't want to leave.
Exactly, 100%.
He's got his whole life ahead of him.
Yes,
But it's kind of cool though. Which is kind of cool because if you guys watch In Space, he does make he makes an appearance.
Yes, he makes a cameo.
Yeah, he makes a cameo in one of the episodes when they go back down to Earth. So
yeah, which was great to see, honestly.
Yeah,
and as you can see here, there needs to be a new Red Ranger. There needs to be a new Ranger to take the spot of Justin, and that's Andros, one of the coolest Rangers in the entire series. He's A tier for sure, just him by himself.
Yeah,
he goes in, and he's already the Ranger, the leader. He needs help, and he recruits the former Turbo Rangers. TJ becomes the Blue Ranger.
The second in command, just so you guys know.
Second in command, yes. Carlos goes from the green, the Turbo Ranger, to the black In Space Ranger, and then Casey and Ashley just keep their same Ranger color.
Yeah, Cassie and Ashley they keep their same. But we later in the story we wound up finding out about Zane,
Zane is so cool. He was like the coolest dude. What he gave me? Because he was frozen back in time, similar to Captain America, and he gets accidentally thawed out, and he comes back to life, Captain America style, after years of a war that he was fighting in space with Andros. Now he's a member of the Power Rangers. He has his amazing, what is it? The silver, I forget the actual name of his weapon.
Forgot it. This was so long ago. Like, I usually know the weapons because they keep talking. I'm gonna find it out.
I'm trying to Google it. That's why I was letting you
because I know they had these what are they called?
The Super Silverizer is what he had. So it was really cool because it was a gun, but it was also like a saber.
Yeah.
And not only was his backstory similar to Captain America, but it's almost like with the like saber part of the Silverizer, he kind of gave me Future Trunks vibes, coming in here and slashing dudes,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Like, I don't know. Like, it feels like Saban literally just comes in, takes a little bit of piece of Dragon Ball Z and just sprinkles it on Power Rangers. Yeah, I swear it just feels that way sometimes.
It's the fourth Ranger team. Well, fifth Ranger team that we've talked about.
Galaxy Gliders. That's what they're called.
We'll talk about them when we get there. Yeah. But yeah, Power Rangers in Space uniforms. What makes them a little bit unique as the little like helmets they have, like it's actually like lights up with like their special specification of their power. Yeah. They have the black, yellow, red, pink, and blue colors strapped in the middle of their chest. I think that's pretty cool. And their morphing sequence was cool. Like there was like 3, 3, 5 eject and then transform. It was maybe people can maybe make the case that it was a lazy transformation, but it was a cool one. I liked it.
I thought it was cool. Like, just so you know, like I'm still trying to find a In Space morpher as we speak, because I like those are morphers that I grew up with. Like, well, as you guys can see, well, if you guys are actually paying attention, I got the original Power Morpher right here, right?
Yeah. So I got rid of the picture so you can highlight the more.
Oh no, that's better. Cool. So it's like, so this is the diecast one, and it's kind of cool because it's actually heavy. It's freaking horribly heavy. And then I got the cool little Pink Ranger one that's nice. This one like comes with all 5 coins. It's like super cool. Like, it makes a lot of noise. It even makes like it lets you know like what coin is in there. So I thought that was cool. And then if you take it out, you can hear the power coming out of it.
Yeah, I hear it for sure.
And then literally, if it does, you press the button and it's not working whatsoever.
No,
Like
Mark
I thought these were like super cool.
100%, man.
But I've always been like one of those people that like to collect stuff. And the Turbo Morpher and the In Space Morpher are one of those things that I want. Oh, and the Zeo one. As much as their uniforms were like average, the morphing was pretty good too. And I love their morphers. They were pretty cool. Like having two of them, and it was cool. It was real cool.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's rank this guy. Let's rank these guys. And I'm a little biased. I gotta give them at least Alpha A, if not Z tier.
I'm going Z.
You're going Z tier?
I'm going Z. Like,
okay. No,
me personally, I'm going Z because like I said, I grew up with this one, and here's the thing. Turbo and Alpha, Turbo and In Space, I think of those as one and the same, just because of the fact that like that was a storyline in itself. Like this was literally the last of that storyline, literally, because once the whole In Space storyline happens, we don't hear anything else from the other Rangers. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's a new. So it's a nice little soft spot for me. And I've always thought that they're, in general, the In Space Rangers always had the best suits. What, like literally.
100%. I can't disagree there.
And just if there's one thing you take out of this, Zane's suit.
Yeah, the Silver Ranger was fantastic.
The Silver Ranger suit off the back, it is about as dope as all the other ones, if not better. It reminds me, like, it literally is like, oh, it's literally how I feel about the Gold Ranger in Zeo.
Yeah,
like it puts it up there.
Okay, all right. So we settled on that, and like you mentioned, In Space concludes and wraps up the overarching story that starts from the very first episode of Mighty Morphin and concludes it with Andros and the Space Rangers.
Yes.
Next up, and we're gonna try to speed things up just a little bit more because we still got like 20 something more suits to go, and we've only covered.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It's 30 years of Power Rangers, Jay. We got a lot to cover. So this is the next. This is the next series. I'm old. Yeah, this is the next series we got going on.
Oh no!
Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. It's a series in the season that followed the In Space Rangers, and it's still in space, Lost Galaxy to be precise. We still, I think, see Bulk in this one, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's still like a side character in Lost Galaxy.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Well, I'd have to rewatch this.
Gotcha.
But digress. Let's keep it moving.
All right. And like I said, they have the distinction of being the first series of Power Rangers of the new rotating cast. That like after every season they soft reset, reboot, and start with a new cast, a new team. So we have the design here for those of you that aren't watching the video version. I encourage you to do so over at youtube.com/SESvince. Check it out, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, the works. But what makes this unique is that it has a little bit more whites in the chest area. It has the iconic like zigzags that is part of the transformation sequence, which is why they have it. Personally, I remember watching it, but I don't have many fond memories of Lost Galaxy. This was the very first time where a Power Ranger was killed, because the Pink Ranger was killed in this sequence, and obviously the real reason was because the real life actress was diagnosed with cancer, if I'm not mistaken, and couldn't film anymore, and was replaced by the former season's villain and Andro's little sister, Astronema, or
Who
Corone.
Corone,
Yeah,
yes.
so she gets to live her lifelong fantasy and dream of being a Power Ranger herself.
Mhm.
So she becomes the temporary Pink Ranger, and then by the end of the series, the original Pink Ranger is somehow back to
Is
life.
revived back to life.
They also have the first ones that it was kind of like I don't is it kind of like Thor or is it kind of like it's kind of like the Z sword actually, like if you think about it, like the origin of the powers kind of start like in Dragon Ball Z's Z sword where no one can like pull the Z sword out of its like
Hmm.
stump or
It's
boulder.
kind of like how the whole story with Arthur, you know.
Yes, exactly. And Gohan was able to get them. All this is Lost Galaxy Rangers was able to get their Zords, their swords, and just transform. But let's rank this uniform here, and also shout out to the Magna Defender, the first like sixth Ranger that doesn't actually look
That
like a Power
look like
Ranger.
a Power Ranger.
No,
Yeah.
but
He's not even like it's not even like he's not even a Power Ranger. It's just more so like oh, we also needed to that was one of the things that we could have talked about with the with Turbo, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that another time.
yes,
Um
we'll put
because
a pin on it.
there was also a sixth helper for Turbo, if you
I forgot
guys
what
didn't
it's
know
called,
that.
but I call him RoboCop because he's
Yeah,
basically
because
RoboCop.
that's pretty much what he was.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Magna Defender was more so he was a villain
yeah.
that I guess was filled with all this hatred because I think the guy I can't remember his name for the life of me. Um but whoever the main villain is of this series attacked his homeland and
Yes.
killed his son.
Yes, I
So he
remember
was
that.
filled with so much hatred, not realizing that he was a hero and he was trying to be a savior.
Yeah.
And then at one point in time, which we know, Leo's brother, who's the Red Ranger,
Hmm.
Mike, he winds up inheriting the powers of the Magna Defender.
Yeah.
So,
Which was a
and
nice little wrinkle to it. I like
yeah,
that.
it was.
Because on the first episode, he was actually the one that pulled the Lost Galaxy sword out of the stump or boulder or whatever, and was
Mhm.
supposed to be the original Red Ranger, but didn't actually morph and gave it to his younger brother Leo. So he
Mhm.
always felt like he wasn't worthy of being the Red Ranger. So that story was actually pretty iconic. And Lost Galaxy like also gave us like that fantastic battle sequence at the end where he had his battleizer and stuff. And then
Oh my god,
we forgot to
that
talk about
sequence.
battleizer because that actually started with within space.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, but we're
That is the well, that was the one of the main things that I mentioned about the well, no, I didn't like get into it, but it was one of the things that I mentioned about the armor and Mighty Morphin.
yes,
So,
yes.
but yeah. So what do you think, Vince? Like,
Look, man, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, man. I'm not really a fan of the Lost Galaxy season. I'm not really a fan of the uniforms. Me personally, I'd put them at mid at best.
okay. So I'm okay with that because the only thing that I liked were the battleizers, the Zords,
Mm-hmm.
and the helmets. That was probably the only thing that I liked were the helmets.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of too much white in the uniform, and that spoiler alert might let you know how I'm going to be judging all these uniforms going forward. Is if there's too much white in there, unless you're the White Ranger, I don't like seeing too much white in the
Yeah.
uniform, and there's like too much white in the chest area. So, me
Oh,
personally,
then I can't wait to see how you do with Dino Thunder.
we'll talk about it. So Lost
So
Galaxy,
we got our first mid at best.
first mid at best. Let's move on. The series that followed suit was a Lightspeed
Oh,
Rescue.
good lord, no, not this one.
You know what? This is the first time that we had a Power Rangers series where the powers came from a human made source and not
Yes.
like some kind
There's
of
no,
entity.
it's not a power grid or anything like that.
Well, I mean, it's intact with the power grid, obviously. The morphing grid, they're intact with the morphing grid, but it's more like humans were able to access the morphing
Well,
grid,
no,
given
here's the
their
thing though. I
powers.
don't think that, but that's the thing though. I don't think that they were. This was like I think these were just human made. Like I didn't hear the thing about it is I didn't hear anything about the morphing grid, which is why I said that I think these are all just like this is the first time where it's human
Yeah.
made. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And the
yes.
only cool, like I said, that like, look, I like the storyline of Lightspeed Rescue. I do. It's fun. But you know what? I don't think we're done. We're done yet. But
No.
go ahead, keep going.
So, like the story, fine, but we're not here to judge the story. Unfortunately, we're here to talk about the designs of the uniform, the suits. Again, I'm not really a fan of like the white in the center. They could be worse than not the worst I've seen. I think the only thing that bumps them up just a little bit is the Titanium Ranger.
Yes,
Ryan, the lost like
the
illegitimate.
lost illegitimate son. Yeah.
Yeah. No, estranged son. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Estranged son of like the captain, the father of the Pink Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a nice little wrinkle. Gave me a lot of Tommy Oliver vibes because we have an evil ranger. Then he had like this like the snake tattoo on his back after he left
Oh
them.
man,
And every time he morphed, the snake tattoo would
the
like
snake
slowly
tattoo
get
slowly
closer to
move
his
up.
neck.
Yep.
Yeah, and as it got closer to his neck, it would like kill him once it get there. So the more he morphed, the more he'd like be killing himself, which is similar to what happened with Tommy in the Green Candle.
Yes.
So
Me personally, that tattoo scared me as a fucking kid, bro.
it made me want to get tattoos, which is why I'm covered in tattoos now. Yeah. So okay. So Lightspeed Rescue, I think worst case scenario, you give it mid at best, maybe more phenomenal. I say mid at best.
No, I'm not giving it a more phenomenal at all. Like it's either trash or it's mid at best. Just because of the only thing I say mid at best is just because I liked how their helmets were. So like if you notice that they have like the little visors or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like every once in a while the visor comes down. Like
That's true.
the visor comes down. That's about it. Like other than that, like they were the uniforms were ass. To be quite honest with you.
I'm gonna say the only thing that keeps them from being trash is the Titanium Ranger, because that was a cool suit.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. The Sixth Ranger is saving a lot of these from being trash. To be quite
100%.
honest with you.
Speaking of Sixth Rangers, we have one of the most unique Sixth Ranger and probably one of the better ones. That's the Quantum Ranger, because we're going all the way into the future and we talking about Power Rangers Time Force. God damn, was this series so good. The uniforms, fantastic. The concept of time travel, yes, go back in time. It was all great. The Quantum Ranger, though, man, that's A1 right there. The Quantum Saurus Rex, he had his own sword.
This is them doing a Sixth Ranger the right way. Like seriously.
Yes, 100%, man.
Like there is nothing that I can say bad about these outfits. Like I can't say a bad thing about these outfits.
So I think the only thing we have to sit here and just judge is how much do we love them? Are they Z tier or are they Alpha
A? Like I said, this is one of those moments where the Sixth Ranger is given most of the power because his outfit is probably better than everyone else's.
Well, because there's less white on his gear. It's like you take the Red Ranger outfit and you just add more black to it and just like make it like a richer edges.
Nah, bro, you just take the Red Ranger's outfit uniform and just take away the silver and put it on black, and that's the Quantum Ranger.
I swear.
Literally.
But you know what? Technically, they have 2 Red Rangers. How can you like rank too low a team with 2 Red Rangers on it? And mind you, this technically in the series, Time Force, the Pink Ranger is actually the leader. So shout out for being progressive.
For repressive, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that was cool. Me, I mean, tell me what you think, man. Z tier or Alpha A?
I'm gonna go Z.
Same.
I'm
I
going
love
Z.
it. I love their uniforms. I think they're fantastic.
Like there was, like I said, there was never like a thing where I could sit here and be like, oh, their uniforms are ugly. No.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Speaking of Pink Ranger, there's not technically a Pink Ranger in this next series, and we are talking about Power Rangers Wild Force. And they have the Lunar Ranger as their 6th Ranger, and very cool design. I actually own the Lunar Ranger Power Rangers figure. They had the uniqueness of not only having their own specific like animal swords, but they had like weapon animal swords that they come in and like call in to like help like with battle. They do different things. So I thought that was very cool. I like the little like gold strap in the middle. It's kind of like, what is it, like those things that you wear where like you're getting honored at like a ceremony or whatever. A sash. It looks like a golden sash in the middle. The helmets are pretty cool and unique. I didn't remember watching Wild Force that much because it was remember. It was the first time I think they moved the airing from Fox to ABC Kids or ABC.
So yes, this is the first one where they moved it to Fox Family or ABC Kids.
Yes. So they moved it away, and I think this is also right when Disney bought Power Rangers.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So personally, the best thing about Wild Force was the Forever Red 10-year anniversary episode where you have 10 years of 10 Red Rangers all teaming up together to take out the remains of the Machine Empire. Man. You know what? I didn't watch the series that much, but these uniforms are pretty solid.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty solid. I wouldn't give it a Z rank.
No. I'd give it more phenomenal.
I could only give it a more phenomenal or alpha just because Merrick's Lunar Wolf uniform is fucking dope.
The 6 Rangers are out here helping.
That's what I'm telling you. Like that's how it is. Literally, and I'll show you'll see the pattern. Watch the pattern when with all of these.
Yeah, okay.
Watch them.
So we're gonna move Wild Force to more phenomenal.
Cool there? I'm cool with that.
All right, so let's move on. We're gonna continue to rapid fire because we're starting to get to the era where we stop watching. Yeah, and after that, we can't really talk about the series. We can only talk about the uniforms. One of the best series, in my opinion. Ninja Storm. You had the Win Ninja Storm Rangers and the red, yellow, and Blue Ranger. First time the girls, the Blue Ranger, and the second time we see a guy Yellow Ranger.
Okay, hold on, time out. Let's talk about the fact that at the beginning of this there were only 3.
The first season where there
were only 3.
A 3 Ranger cast. Then we get introduced to it at this point a very common trope in Power Rangers, the evil Rangers, which are the Thunder
Rangers in Blake and Hunter.
Like, oh man, I love Blake and Hunter. They were so cool before they got revealed. See, that's the thing. They're always so cool before they get revealed, but then they get added to the team and they just get humanized and just like lose a lot of their cool factor. Like, but you know, the Thunder Rangers were cool because they got their own sword, so there was that. The Power Rangers also had multiple variations of their ninja sword, so they could like be like wind mode, or like they could have like the Yellow Ranger sword as the dominant sword, or the Blue Rangers. It was very cool. They had like a very like small, like sleek, like what was it called, like I don't know, like ninja form or whatever, where it was like he was more humanoid. It was able to like move so
Yeah, so
fast.
like the Ninja Storm Megazord had a lightning mode. That's
Lightning
what it
mode.
was.
That's
It
what.
had a lightning mode, so it could but you could only use it for like 60 seconds. Like
But they
so
got listen. If you can get the job done in 60 seconds, that's all that matters.
yeah, and then not to mention the fact that we got the Samurai Ranger and Cam, who's the sensei's son.
Mm-hmm.
He finally becomes a ranger. He's also the one that pretty much like has helped with the Rangers, helped with the Zords. Like
Yeah, he's the tech
his
guy.
yeah, he's a tech guy. But literally he also has the best again. The extra Rangers have the best gear.
Bro, he time traveled to be able to get the Morpher to become the Green Samurai Ranger.
Yes.
I owned the Green Samurai Ranger. He was so fucking cool. Bro, I gotta give him Z tier, man.
Yeah, I
wanna
give the Ninja Rangers, the Ninja Storm Rangers Z tier. Not only that, like so Cam has a he has a lightning mode of himself. So
yes.
like his helmet will change and he'll take off his armor
Bro,
and he's fucking
like Piccolo and Goku in like Dragon Ball where they had
yeah,
the weighted clothing.
yeah.
Ah, that was so cool. That
Like
was so
he was Cam was pretty badass, bro. He was.
I think yeah, yeah, yeah. He made a nerd seem cool because he turned into like a very cool samurai ranger, and
Yeah,
also
and now that
it gave me Mighty Morphin vibes with Tommy's Green
yeah,
Ranger because of the green plates in it.
yep.
Ah, it was great. So Z tier for Ninja Storm, and
Not only
shout out,
that, he had his own Zord.
yeah, and shout out to my sister Veronica because we actually watched this series together, and it was probably one of the only series that she actually sat down and watched with me. So if you ask her what's her favorite Power Ranger, she's gonna say Ninja Storm. Moving on though, we talked about it. We mentioned him already.
Yes.
We keep talking about the sixth Ranger.
Bro, I'm telling you. Well, actually, no. So the fun fact. Go ahead and say what we're talking about, but I'm gonna get into what I was about to say.
We're talking about the most iconic sixth Ranger of all time.
So yeah,
Technically not a sixth Ranger, but we have Power Rangers Dino Thunder. And this is one of my favorites too. This is actually the second time we get like dinosaur themed Power Rangers.
mhm.
We get another team of 3 of the red, blue, and yellow primary colors. Then their mentor is the legendary, the one and only Tommy Oliver, aka Jace David Frank, RIP, RIP the legend. He was the mentor. He was Dr. Oliver. He got the Dino Gems. And this, if I'm no, actually, this was the second time because they did it with Ninja Storm. We just didn't talk about it. How they had specific like just superpowers outside of their Ranger like
Mhm.
outfits and gears. And Terra had the Terra Scream. What was it? Connor had like super speed or whatever.
I
And
thought it was Ethan that had super speed. Or
who am I thinking is Connor?
no, Connor is the Red Ranger. I just forgot what he no, you know what? I think Connor did have super speed, and I think Ethan had
He had like invulnerable skin or something. Like
yeah.
kind of like that Tricero skin or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
I forgot the dude's name, but we have the evil White Ranger that
Trent.
later Trey
Trent.
that
Trent.
Trent.
Yeah.
There you go. That Ashley is the son of the Jekyll and Hyde supervillain
Yeah.
Mesogog was scary, man. I remember watching this, and I know I was already grown, but I looked at him like, man, he looks scary. He looks creepy. You would not.
It was kind of like so. It kind of like reminded me of. I think there was like a thing what was it? I think it was a thing like that with was it Time Force? Where like one of the or was, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I think it was something like VR Troopers. There we go.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah, like we're like one of the humanoid parents or whatever like that. They turn into the evil bad guy or whatever. Like I got a lot of vibes from that, but it was just weird because I never expected like
Yeah.
I never expected it to be that way. And not only that, just fun fact for you guys.
Mhm.
So Wild Force was probably the first when they went over to Disney.
Yeah.
That's when they started using the CGI and everything like that.
Mhm.
For the most part, for like the Megazords and all that other stuff. Like the nice, like if you guys notice that, if you look at the difference between what is it, Lost Galaxy
Mhm.
and Wild Force, or Lightspeed Rescue and Wild Force, you'll
Yeah.
notice
Time
the
and day.
difference.
It's night and day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different. But yeah, we wound up getting Trent as the
The White Ranger.
the white Dino Ranger.
And what's really cool about this is the return of Tommy Oliver, of Jason David Frank, and he's
Yeah,
a key member on here. He's technically not a sixth ranger, but he's like an alternate ranger because the main team is the red, blue, and yellow ranger, and then you have technically two six rangers here as like number 4 and 5 here. I know what I said about like too much white, and then I'm not too much of a fan of the uniforms, but
but
the white, the way they have it dispersed on the arms and on the legs, it kind of looks like like dinosaur scales, and I get then that's where they were going for it. I like the like gold logo in the center. I love that. The black brachial the brachial
he's
Black
giving me
Ranger.
white Mighty Morphin White Ranger vibes.
Yeah. So you just have that. You have a cool Black Ranger and you have a cool White Ranger, and I think that bumps it up. I don't know if I want to give it Z tier, but I'll definitely give it Alpha A.
Uh, I could do
What?
that. I could do that
What are you thinking? What
because
was it?
I'm thinking, like you know what? No, I keep forgetting. There's more. There are more to their suits. There are more to their suits because if you didn't know, their whatever, like the scales on their suits, they
Yeah,
like grow.
spike up.
They
Yeah,
spike up.
yeah.
Um, and like you said, they have different powers. Each all of them have different powers. I think her name's Tara, right?
Yeah, the Yellow Ranger. Yeah,
The Yellow Ranger. She has like, don't she have like wings or whatever?
I think so. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure. I can't recall that much, but yeah. So what are you thinking? You agree here with Alpha
So yeah,
A?
we can do A. We can do A.
You sure? You
Yeah.
All right, all right. So
I can work
Dino
with A.
Dino Thunder Alpha A. Let's move on to the next team, and we're gonna go again into the future, and we're gonna go with SPD Emergency. And what's unique about their uniform is that the Red Ranger has like a 1 with like the black shadowing onto like its left arm area. Blue Rangers 2, Green Rangers 3, Yellow Rangers 4, Pink Rangers 5. Then you have like the what is it like? I forget what it's called, but Doggy Kruger, like their Zordon figure, becomes a ranger. They have a time traveling ranger as well. They have so many rangers as you can see here.
Like it's just like it, but the outfits in general are just fucking badass.
Yeah, and
Like
there's cool things for both of us here. Another black man as the leader, Red Ranger, but his comrade and partner in crime, no pun intended, the very first I don't remember her first name. I think it might have been like Z, just like the
mhm.
letter Z.
Yeah.
but she's a Delgado. And as Vicente Delgado, as Vince Delgado, I gotta bump this up to at least Alpha A. I think the number aesthetic to it is pretty cool. I like the whole them being like kind of like space cops or whatever. So that's pretty cool. So
I think in general, just like the outline of the outfits are just fucking phenomenal. Like I just like the look, the outlook of the helmets. Like they just look good and they look sleek. So I can give this Z. I can give this Z.
okay, all right.
We can bump that to Z because, like I said, the rain the extra rangers are making them are
You know
helping
what?
them out
Yeah, and you
a
know what?
lot.
Like I said, yeah. I looked it up right now. Elizabeth, aka Z Delgado. So I gotta bump a Delgado all the way to Z tier.
There we
And
go. There we go. There we
Z
go. There
Z
we go.
Delgado gets them to Z tier.
Let's go.
We're staying with SPD Ashley J, and we're gonna go with the A Squad, the original Power Rangers that eventually turned out to be evil, and they have more of a SWAT team look to them. But this is the first time we get like a woman as the Red Ranger and the leader. So that was an interesting aspect, unique aspect to the whole team. But what do you think of the uniforms here? The helmets are very similar to the SPD ones. Actually, they kind of look almost like the Power Rangers in space helmets.
Yeah. So they look like the in space. They look like the in space helmets.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do you think?
I don't like I love the helmets, but I don't like the aesthetic of the bottom. The bottom half of everything just looks plain.
Mm-hmm. But you
Um,
like the protective, like
yeah, like
bulletproof
I like
vest
it. Yes,
type.
I do. I like that. I think they could have fleshed it out a little bit better, so it's not so bulky.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say?
So I could probably give that
Mid at best?
mid at best.
Yeah.
I'd go mid at best.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing really too special there.
Yeah, there's nothing special about that.
But what is special about this next Rangers team, as to my knowledge, up until maybe Cosmic Fury, the new series, this is the first and only iteration of the Power Rangers that actually had capes to them and they had magical powers, which is where their powers came from. It was all magic based. So Mystic Force Power Rangers, me personally, I didn't actually watch the series, but these uniforms, these suits, initially I did not like them. I hated it. I hated the cape aspect of it. But the more and more I see them, especially the Red Ranger suit and even the Yellow Ranger suit, I'm kind of a fan of it. And I would say I at least give it a more phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd give it a more phenomenal. It's like it's the first time you see with a cape, so like it's something that actually,
It's
makes
unique.
it's
It's
unique
different.
and it works. It works. Like
Yeah.
you would sit here and you think like, oh no, it doesn't work. No, it works. It
Yeah.
works. It's perfect. I'd go with that. I think that's a good choice.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we'll move on. Next up, and this is where the series where I didn't watch, but I know a little bit of the concept of it.
It's
Again,
Operation Overdrive. Okay.
Operation Overdrive. So this has the unique distinction of having just like a straight white line, just straight up in the middle of it. It has a lot of silver in there. It's human based powers once again. I think the coolest thing about Operation Overdrive was their like anniversary or like their collaboration episode where they brought back Adam, the Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Terra, the Dino Thunder Yellow Ranger, um, Tori, the Blue Ninja
The Blue Ninja Storm Ranger.
Ninja Storm Ranger. I forget the dude's name, but the yellow Mystic Forest Ranger, and they bring in I forget his name, but in the series he's the Green Ranger in SPD, but by this point in the timeline, he has ranked up to
And
being
now
the
he's the
Red
red
Ranger.
one. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought that was cool. It was the first time the Black Ranger is actually the leader. The Red Ranger is still there. You have a Yellow Ranger, you have a Blue Ranger, you. Wait, they had 2 Yellow Rangers? Now that I think about it, did they have 2 Yellow Rangers?
In what, in Operation Overdrive?
Yeah, when they brought back the old Rangers.
I don't know.
I gotta look that up real quick. But yeah, talk about the uniforms. Talk about where you rank them while I look that up.
So here's the thing. So this is one of the ones that I have not watched. As well. Just from my aesthetic and from my eye, I think that they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they went a little. It's a little thing with that white.
Yeah, that's the thing that really does it for me. Is that stupid white? Okay, so I looked it up. So from Mystic Force, it's not the Yellow Ranger, it's the Green Ranger they bring in. So they have blue, green, black. Yeah, they have a blue, green, black, red, and yellow Rangers. No Pink Ranger. So okay, so that's why I was a little confused. But yeah.
And not only that, I don't like the helmets at all. Like they look super weird.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad, but that's what happens when you get man-made Power Ranger suits. Personally, man, I think
this might be the first one.
I think it's probably trash, bro.
Yeah, it's probably trash. Oh my god. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, like I can't find a good thing about the outfit, about the uniform. So,
well, there's some good things to talk about these next uniforms, at least if you ask me. And this is Power Rangers Jungle Fury. So their powers actually are like feline based. The Red Ranger is a tiger. I think either the Blue Ranger or the Yellow Ranger is a cheetah, and the other one is like a panther or like a jaguar. I think it is. Yeah, and then you have the Wolf Ranger, which is purple. Was the first purple Power Ranger. Jay, that you know me, purple is my favorite color.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. And then you had like the White Rhino Ranger, which was cool. I like the belt. They kind of looks like a black belt, so that was kind of cool.
So, fun fact, since I know your favorite color is purple. So, if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this. So back in the in space, kind of like the In Space Lost Galaxy type storyline, Andros' sister Corone, she wanted to be a Purple Ranger. And years later, we got this Purple Ranger here, and it's crazy.
It was crazy.
Like, I think this is literally, yeah, you're right. This is the first time where there was such thing as a Purple Ranger.
Was the design perfect? No, I feel like this could have been better for the
I don't know.
Ranger.
That the hood, the helmet is dope though.
Yeah. It's very simplistic in the sense that it's mostly all red. You don't really see a lot of, like, the stereotypical like boots.
I feel like it's a little bulky.
Wait, the main Ranger?
When I say no,
the Wolf Ranger,
the Wolf one, the purple one. It's a little bulky.
It looks sleek on the main Rangers. The red,
but
yellow,
yeah, and that's but that's the problem though. Like, it looks a little off on the red one. Like, you can kind of feel like it like, what's the word I'm looking for? So it feels like he just threw on a onesie. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, okay. I especially the Red Ranger. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, like the pink, the yellow and the Blue Ranger, not so much, and not even for the White Ranger, but for the Red Ranger, like, he looks like he just threw on a onesie and just went out there.
The yellow, out of the three, I think the Yellow Ranger looks the best because the whole skirts, addition to the suit, actually like makes her feel unique and different from all 5 of the Rangers here. But again, we have a 5 Ranger team here. We don't have the traditional 6. I'd say I'd put it maybe more phenomenal, if not mid at best.
So
I'll let you decide. Unless you think it's trash, in which case we will need to have
no, it's not worthy of trash. Like it's better than trash. I'll tell you that much.
So if you put it at mid at best, you would have to say that it's on par with Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and the A Squad SPD ones.
Yeah, see, I can put that at mid at best because it's not better. Well, I actually, you know what? I don't know.
Is it on par with?
Actually, no. It's better. It's better than the
Lost Galaxy or
Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue. It's definitely better than that.
Okay, all right. So we're bumping them up to more phenomenal.
Yeah,
along with Wild Force, Zeo, Mighty Morphin Movie, and Mystic Force.
Yeah.
So we get again to another series that I didn't actually watch.
Is this RPM?
Power Rangers RPM. Those suits are
atrocious, dude.
They're tough, man. They're tough. It looks like they have suspenders on, bro. The only one that looks decent is the Black Ranger, and even then,
like I don't even like the helmet in general. It just looks weird. Like
it looks like it's not good, man.
Yeah, it's like the thing about it is that when it comes down to a helmet or like a suit in general, like the helmet is your meat. The helmet's your meat, man. Like I there was no way that I wasn't liking the White Ranger's outfit if the helmet wasn't like A1.
Yeah.
So like I think this one's going in the bin, man. This one's definitely going in the bin.
Okay, so Overdrive and RPM are trash.
Yeah.
Let's move on here.
That was
Power Rangers Samurai.
Yes.
And I'm lumping this together because this doesn't feel like an alternate uniform. It feels like kind of like a battleizer.
So we're doing Samurai and Super Samurai.
Yeah, we're just lumping it all together.
Oh, dope.
So Power Rangers Samurai and Super Samurai. I kind of like it. I like the whole samurai aspect to it all. The whole black makes it different from the top. It looks like they actually have like a gi on, and it has like the pants on the bottom. So personally, I like it. I'd put it at least more phenomenal. Personally.
Well, see, I put it at alpha just because of the fact of the Super Samurai counterpart.
Yes.
Like the
Super Samurai, bumps it up.
Yes, it does. Like that bumps it up like super. Because it's funny because this is around the time that I kind of started rewatching Power Rangers again. When Samurai came out, because I saw this. And I also saw, and it looked cool. Like they looked cool, and I liked their morphin sequence. It's pretty dope.
Also, this was the first time they brought back like a modified remix version of the original Mighty Morphin Go-Go Power Rangers theme song.
Yes, it is. This is the time where they did that, and I was like, that's pretty dope. I mess with that a lot. If I'm not mistaken, was this like an anniversary or anything?
I think they might have done something. I can't recall too much, but I know they definitely did something.
Not only that, Decker was played by the guy who played Cole in Wild Force.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about him because he's a criminal. So
yeah, I get it, but it was cool to like have someone from the past Power Rangers like play a villain. Like it was pretty dope, and he was a cool ass villain too. So
that's true. Okay, so what you think?
I'm going to go with Alpha. Me personally. Talk to me. How you feel?
Because Do you like? We talked about Wild Force. Do you think this is better than Wild Force?
Is it better than Wild Force? It's like I said, its Super Samurai counterpart is better than Wild Force. That's all I gotta say.
All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna argue with you because I don't really have a hill to die on here because I could say more phenomenal. I could say Alpha A. I would not say it's Z tier, and I would definitely say it's
No,
too good to
it's
be mid.
not.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
it's definitely the reason being is because, like I said, Super Samurai has like I don't know, it's just that aesthetic of the upgrade in the powers and the look. It looks so much better.
This is actually the first time since like the original Mighty Morphin where we had actually 2 seasons with the same cast, and all they did was just like chop up the season from what was it? From just samurai to super samurai. They'd add the
Mhm.
super at the end.
It was kind of like that thing that they did with Mighty Morphin,
Yeah, and they,
where
they did that with Pokemon as well when they were adapting it over to the United States. They
Mhm.
would it'd be like Pokemon X and Y, and then it'd be then the second part of the season would be Pokemon X, Y, and Z.
Mm.
It so it became a trend. So this is 2 seasons of Power Rangers. The super samurai forms do help a bit, but yeah, we'll move on. Next up, we're going to talk about the next season.
Mega Force.
Yes, we're talking about Megaforce, and this season had the uniqueness of them actually being able to access like legendary ranger forms.
Yes.
That was probably the coolest thing about this series.
As a matter of fact, these are the pirates, aren't they?
No, no.
No.
Keep in mind, so this is the suits they have for Megaforce. They have exactly completely different suits, and
For
super.
Super Mega Force.
Those are the
Yes.
pirates. So we're gonna
Yes.
separate those because unlike Samurai and Super Samurai, it's not the suit with like some added armor to it. You know, so this is
Oh
its own
yes.
separate thing.
Okay.
So
All
Mega
right. Yes. Yes.
Force
Keep
and Super
going.
Mega Force
It's
separate.
starting to, yeah, it's starting to come back now. It's starting to come back now.
This kind of has like more like a like an English military suit like aspect to it, which I do not personally like. It looks like it has like a high belt, like a high pants, like a high rise ones, like they go all the way up to your belly button. And I'm just not a fan. I don't like. There's too much white here. There's just too much white. The helmets are okay, but there's just too much white. The Black Ranger is the only one that looks decent, but I don't know, man. Me personally, despite the concept of them being able to access old Ranger forms for nostalgia reasons, this is getting trash for me.
It's getting the trash. I
I'm
don't
giving
know.
it a trash.
I feel like you can do mid at best.
Nah, man.
Like only reason why I say trash, like yeah, I can say it could be trash, but I mean like
I'm just going based off the uniform by itself because I'm gonna swing completely in the opposite
well, because no,
direction.
because it doesn't look bad. Like it's not like it's not like bearable.
Nah, man. I just don't like it, man. Like I
Okay,
feel like
all right.
I'd rather take the SWAT guys because this is where I put mid at best. I'd have to say that it's on par, if not slightly bit better than either Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and the A Squad SPD. And personally, I think all three of those are better than Megaforce.
I don't know. I don't know if the third one is better than
Okay,
the
but Lightspeed Rescue and Lost Galaxy, those
yeah.
uniforms are
Okay,
way better than
yeah,
this.
absolutely.
I'd say this is
Okay,
closer
so
to
we can
Armpit.
do trash. We can do trash.
All right, we'll do
Yeah,
trash. But we'll move
yeah.
on to season 2 of Megaforce, and they redub Super Megaforce. They actually get completely different attires, new uniforms. They're basically pirates. Now this is cool. The only thing I'd complain is that the Black Ranger changes into the Green Ranger, and now they have like a silver samurai, silver Megaforce Ranger. They still have the power to access the legendary Ranger forms. Personally, I'd probably give this an alpha, man. It's so fucking cool.
So I'm all with you, especially because of the fact that like Um, I love the aesthetic of the pirate jacket. Like I think that is just super
Their
amazing.
sword, their actual like fighting.
And hold on, you know what? Do me a favor. Go back. Can we go back to the regular Megaforce?
Yeah.
Can we go back to that one? Okay, so see now I kind of see what you mean. When going back to this being Megaforce, not really realizing the difference between, because you know what, you want to know why?
Mhm.
I saw the Super Megaforce counterpart before I saw this one.
See, yeah, that changed your aspect too.
That changed the aspect of everything. So like I'm all for this being it's almost up there with Z. It's almost up there with Z. Not so much though. Not there. But it's knocking on the door.
Yeah. So Alpha A then.
Yeah.
All right. So it goes
Definitely.
right next to Samurai, Dino Thunder, Turbo, and Ninjetti forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, let's see here. We have Dino Charge. I have never watched Dino Charge. Not gonna sit here and pretend like I did. And I'm gonna lump Dino Charge and Super Dino Charge together because, again, similar to Samurai.
Samurai and Super Samurai.
Yeah, it's basically the same suits, but like with battleizers on top. So
I don't know. I kind of like the aesthetic of them.
They're not terrible. They're not
terrible. They're not trash.
This is the third iteration of dinosaur-based Power Rangers, and I think they had like a reunion episode where they had the Dino Thunder Rangers and the Mighty Morphin Rangers, so that's kind of cool. I don't know what this Six Ranger is, but I'm not a fan. I think this might be the first time the Six Ranger might be actually holding them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he doesn't even look like it's gold. He kind of looks like a brown.
It kind of looks like a brown
or bronze, like the Penny Ranger. He looks like he's a penny. Let me actually look for the original. And again, didn't watch the series, so maybe that's where this comes from. But talk to me, Jay. What do you think here?
So I'm thinking, for the most part, like if it wasn't brown, like I kind of think that the Six Ranger would have saved them. So I'm going to go between mid.
Mid is good. Mid is a good spot for them, I think. It's not disrespectful, but it's not on par with like Zeo.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, so it goes in mid at best. So moving on, we have another reincarnation and recycled concept. We have Power Rangers Ninja
Steel.
Listen, again, that Six Ranger where he's basically like a cowboy is really weighing this team down. But if I can just like put like something like a brown paper bag on that Sixth Ranger and just look at just the Pink Ranger, the White Ranger, this is cool because they have not only a
I don't know, man. Like I kind of like the aesthetic of the gold type Ranger. I just think he should not be standing like that. Like me personally, like I like. And I think I've kind of like, I think I maybe like seen Ninja Steel like maybe once or twice, and I kind of like the aesthetic of this like golden Ranger, of him being a cowboy. It's not bad.
I mean, I guess, man, but I don't know.
But would I put it as like top tier? God no. Like
no. You know what the Gold Ranger gives me? He gives me Aaron Black vibes from Mortal Kombat 11.
Aaron Black? Oh, okay,
Aaron Black.
there we go.
Yeah, Aaron Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Black vibes. He kind of gives me. But if you look at the Red Ranger, just the Red Ranger alone, just look at the little sash he has. Like the helmet is very cool.
It's smooth. Like everything.
It's silk. I think this technically is the third iteration of a ninja style or ninja concept.
This is the fourth iteration.
Fourth iteration?
Because if I'm not mistaken, so we did the Mighty Morphin,
Alien Rangers,
Alien Rangers,
Ninja Storm,
Ninja Storm, and Ninja Steel.
This three. Third time. So me personally, man, I really like this. And it's
no. It would be four because they did
Ninjetti?
The Ninjetti, yeah. They did the Ninjetti.
Well,
they did Alien Rangers.
Yes.
They did Ninja Storm, and then Ninja Steel.
But I'm talking about like actual Ranger suits. This would be third.
Oh, so you want to? Well,
like series.
I was talking about like in general. Yeah.
I'm talking about like the series because the Ninjetti suits I think are parts of like the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers in the Super Sentai. I think they're part of the same show.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I love this. I think this is a really cool design. Is it Z tier? I don't know. I don't think so.
I'd say more phenomenal.
I want to give it alpha A, man.
Because I want to give it an alpha.
Because I think it's better than Samurai, in my opinion. I want to give it an alpha A. What do you think? Or do you want to like keep it in more phenomenal? I think just like if you, let's go back. Let me show you back the Red Ranger. Just focus on the Red Ranger suit by itself.
Okay.
Just look like the helmets are really cool. There's a Pink Ranger, but there's also a White Ranger. So there's technically two Pink Rangers here. So that's kind of cool.
Okay. All right. We can give it A. Because in general, like I still like the aesthetic of all the Rangers in general. Like the suits still look good.
And here's the thing: there's no one suit that you're just like that one weighs it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't personally like the gold cowboy aesthetic, but you like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap things up. We got 4 more left to go, and let's just get these rapid fire style because I know we haven't watched any of these except for maybe.
Well, actually, no. This next one we have. Well, I don't know about you, but I have
Saban's Power Rangers. Second iteration of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in live action. You had Bryan Cranston as Zordon.
Hold on. Wait, let me let me say some things because this had his crush Becky G.
Yeah, shout out to Becky G. She's the only pop star out there that's also doubles as a Power Ranger. The movie wasn't terrible. The suits, however,
they're
a unique take. I'll say that.
They're definitely unique. I do like what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not. I don't know. I just feel like
I'm not gonna say
I can't say it's trash. It's either mid or more phenomenal. Like it's either because it's definitely not trash.
Okay,
like,
let me ask.
I like the aesthetic of it. I like what they were trying to do, trying to make it more futuristic, more up to date.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do mid.
Okay.
All right, we'll do.
I can do mid.
All right, so we're gonna move them over to mid, and then
shout out to them like mixing it up with the characters.
Yeah.
Because not all of the characters were the same. Like Trini was not Asian; she was Hispanic because Becky G played. Billy was black because RJ Cyler played him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, Zach was Asian.
Yeah.
And Kim was the normal white girl, and Jason was the same as well. So, I mean, it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, they mix things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Looking at those uniforms, man, I wouldn't say they're that much.
They're not bad. It's just
I kind of want to go back and revisit the first Mighty Morphin movie uniforms. I think I want to put them down to mid, man.
The Mighty Morphin, the
Yeah,
movies.
because I'm looking at them and I'm like, because okay, look at this tier. You have Mighty Morphin movie, then you have Zeo, then you have Wild Force, then you have Mystic Force, then you have Jungle Fury. I don't think they should be in that category with them. I think that we should bump them down to mid.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, like I that's why I said it should be more phenomenal, just because of the fact of where the time was. Like you got to
Yeah.
realize the time is not, everything's not the same. Like if you look at, so let's see, it's everything is in that's in more phenomenal. You can see there's a big time gap. The only one there's a big time gap with is Zeo. Like,
but that's my whole thing is this was right before Zeo. This was right before Turbo, and I just don't think they did a good enough job. I would say they're more lesser than those. But if you want to keep them there, we'll keep them there. I just wanted to pose a question that maybe we should bring them down to mid at best.
well, my thing is that like I feel like for the time, it's fine where it's at. Whereas for it being mid at best for the later movie, like you got to realize that they have these things called, they got CGI, and like
I just don't. I don't know. Like I think the thing that always I keep coming back to is they look too goofy, even still for the time.
well, I mean, but you got to realize, like, if you really want to be technical, like the suits still look goofy in back then anyway.
All right. Just posing the question. Okay, we down to our final three, and I'm gonna go quickly here because I have strong feelings about this. Beast morphers, trash. I don't like it. They don't even look like ranger suits. They just kind of like looking like he put on like leather pants, a leather jacket, and a helmet with sunglasses on.
Oh, this is the Beast Morphers. Okay,
Yeah. Not a fan. Don't like it. Didn't even watch the series. Am I biased here? Yes, 100%. But I definitely do feel like they're trash material compared to everything else. At least the other ones look like Power Rangers. They don't even look like Power Rangers. They look like, this looks like Peter Parker when he does his homemade suit and before he gets his actual Spider-Man suit. It's not properly executed. I'm not a fan.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like we can do some trash bagging. We can do some trash bagging here. Yeah.
All right. Because I was about to say, if you won't let me move Mighty Morphin movie suits to mid at best, then you're gonna have to let me trash these Mighty.
I was about to say, yeah, you can
Morphers.
trash that. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Power Rangers Dino Fury.
Now,
this one had 2 seasons as well, but it's going to be the first time since Mighty Morphin where they keep the same cast for a 3rd season, which is going to be revamped as Cosmic Fury, and that's the one we're going to talk about last. But 2 seasons of Dino Fury, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 times they've used the dinosaur concept for the uniforms and for the Ranger teams. Personally,
Mighty Morphin, what?
Dino Thunder,
Dino Charged, and here
Dino Fury.
Yeah,
4 times they've recycled that. Are they the worst designed dinosaur themed Power Rangers? Probably not.
No, they're not. Like I could. They're doable. It's doable.
I'd say it's either mid at best or more phenomenal. Okay. Actually, no, I'd say mid at best. I don't think they're that.
So I don't know. So I'm digging the aesthetic of the blue and gold Ranger, but I also like the way But yes, I'm also digging the Black Ranger too. But I'm also digging the Red Ranger too. So it's not bad. Like I feel like they could have did more work. They have more to do. So if you want to, we can put it mid if you want to.
All right. So we're gonna head and do that. Dino Fury.
By the way, I am digging this background. Like the 30th anniversary background is
Thanks, man.
fucking
Thanks.
dope, man.
Yeah, man. It's actually going to be the thumbnail for the episode. It's going to be that.
That
plus,
is what's up. That's dope.
plus the Straight Talk logo in there. So finally, last but not least, we are going to be talking about the new series, the 30th season of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. What's unique about this, Jay? Well, also, yeah, a round of applause for us flying.
Oh yeah, I was about to say first of all, let's give a round of applause to the fact that for 30 years, Power Rangers, we're not talking about Super Sentai, because Super Sentai has been around longer than that. We're talking about Power Rangers, the American adaptation has been here for 30 years. We've got 30 episodes. You've been like, you got to realize that Power Rangers has been a part of our childhood for
ever. Yeah.
Like with both of us hitting or going past those 30s. I'm not gonna say nothing about Vince because I don't think he's there yet. But
no, bro, I'm hitting 31.
Yeah, he's hitting.
I hit 30 last June.
But
so going back, this final one is the 28th uniform suit, whatever have you that we're gonna tier rank. Wait, actually, okay, yeah, never mind. Here we go. That was about to say like, damn, it completely messed up and didn't have that slide ready, but it is here. We have the Cosmic Fury Rangers, and we don't actually have the suits because we actually haven't seen them.
Is this like a concept
art? We've seen pictures of the actors that were in Dino Fury season 1 and 2 in the suits. The leader is going to be the former, I think, Yellow Ranger, and she becomes. Wait, actually, I have the picture here. So the Pink Ranger becomes the Red Ranger in Cosmic Fury and becomes the leader.
Nice.
Yeah, the Green Ranger stays green. The Blue Ranger stays blue. The Red Ranger, I think, transitions over to either I don't even know what it's called, but like this titanium silver, and then there's the Gold Ranger. There's 6 Rangers. So Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, it's set to debut on Netflix in late 2023, and it's going to be the 30th season and 30th installment of the Power Rangers franchise. The Zords and all those fight scenes are still going to be grabbed for Super Sentai, but the suits are original American designs and not copies from Super Sentai. So this is completely original. So personally, I kind of like them. I don't think they're mid. I don't think they're alpha. I would just say they're more phenomenal.
Okay. So
go ahead. Have your take.
Okay. So bring the picture back up again of the suits.
Hold up. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
All right, hold up. Accidentally closed it, so I have to go back.
Oh, that's fine.
Grab it in the slide, but I don't want to just. There we go. Okay.
All right. So, in general, I'm liking the aesthetic of this concept art.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it. I kind of wish that we would have a final, something final to look at. But in general, it's got a lot of potential. So I could do mid, but I can also do more phenomenal.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can pull up like images of like the actors in the suits.
Because that's my thing. Like I don't mind concept art, but it's just hard to like get a feel for something that's not final,
Yes, I understand. Okay. Oh, what's also cool about this series is I don't know if you know this or not, Jay, but Lord Zed is back and he's going to be the main villain of this series.
See, that's something that I heard, and it's so weird because it's kind of cool because I kind of want to know what exactly happens if this anniversary.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. So as you can see here, that's kind of like what the Blue Ranger looks like in his suits. This is what the Rangers look like in their suits. Okay. So that's the image that was flowing around. So it's not terrible.
it's not terrible, but
The
they
Gold
kind
Ranger
of
doesn't
look,
look too gold though.
yeah.
They look like they have toys, but it's Power Rangers, you know. But those are the suits. Personally, what do you think?
Okay, so these are the same. Yeah, so these are the same people from Dino. Okay, yeah, because I kind my daughter has been watching Dino Fury, so
Yeah.
um, like I kind of recognize the actors.
Hmm.
So I forgot that Dino Fury was like the thing right now. Um, so I don't mind it. I can
Okay.
say it's more phenomenal. I just, like I said, I want to see it. Like this is gonna make me want to watch, so I can see it for myself.
Hmm.
So I'll do that.
Okay. That's fair. So what we're gonna conclude here is move Cosmic Fury to more phenomenal.
All
Give it the
right.
benefit of the doubt. So
Okay.
so yeah.
So our first Z tier was
Mighty Morphin,
Mighty Morphin.
Alien Mighty
Okay.
Morphin was number two.
Yeah.
In
That's
Space
in
was three.
space.
Time
It's
Force
Time Force.
was four.
Is that
Ninja Storm
Ninja
number
Storm?
five in the Z tier.
And what's
S
that one?
SPD
SPD.
SPD
Okay.
as the sixth and final Z tier.
Okay.
We put the Ninjetti Mighty Morphin suits as Alpha A. We
Hmm.
put Turbo suits as Alpha. We also we also put Dino Thunder in Alpha.
Yes.
Samurai,
Yes.
Super Mega Force, and Ninja Steel in Alpha. So
Okay.
we have that. In more phenomenal, our B category, we have the Mighty Morphin movie suits. We have the Zeo suits. We have Wild Force, Mystic Force, Jungle Fury, and just like as previously stated, Cosmic Fury. Given the benefit of the doubts here.
Now, as you can see, in that more phenomenal uh category, it is literally all the six Rangers holding down the fort for
Yeah,
the most part. Because for
100%.
Mighty Morphin, well, Mighty Morphin not so much. Like it,
Zeo, Wild
Zeo,
Force,
Wild Force. What
yeah,
is that? Is that Jungle Fury?
Jungle Fury, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And where? No, is no. I don't think that's Jungle Fury. I think that's, what is that? Mystic Force.
Mystic Force and then Jungle Fury.
Yeah, there we go.
Hmm.
And then the Cosmic Fury one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then admitted best, the ones we thought they weren't terrible, we could probably do more. We have Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, the A Squad, SPD team, Dino Charge, and Super Dino Charge, mixing it together.
Okay. All right, Vince. All right. Let's make. You want to because you know what? I'm gonna make a compromise. I'm gonna make a compromise because I know so badly you want to move the Mighty Morphin movie to mid at best.
Hmm.
You got to move Lightspeed Rescue to trash. Because well, you know what? No, I can't move. You know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. You want to know why? Because the
Why?
Six Ranger is fucking saving. It's
Yeah.
saving it. I can't do it. I
Yeah,
can't do it.
Titanium. That Titanium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So I think we'll have to stay right here.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Saban's Power Rangers, the movie suits are also admitted best, and Dino Fury are submitted best. And finally, the worst possible suits in 30 years of Power Rangers are in the trash category, and they go as follows. It is Operation Overdrive, RPM, the first season of, what is it, Megaforce?
Oh, yeah, that's not Super Megaforce, Megaforce.
Super Megaforce, chef's kiss. Megaforce,
Beautiful.
trash. And then last but not least, actually last and maybe even least, is Beast Morphers, because they don't even look like Rangers. They look like they just have like homemade suits on. There we go.
Fucking ridiculous.
30 years of Power Rangers wrapped up in almost under 2 hours. Jesus, that went longer than I thought it was going to.
Let me see. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 6 in each category except for the trash one.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got 4. Not bad.
So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I think more so if one time you want to like sit here, like we'd have to sit here and we can't. I would like to actually come back and like see if we can actually rank them. But we're not gonna rank them. We're not hold on. But we're not gonna rank them because we're gonna rank them from what we've watched.
You know what we should do next? We should rank the intros and theme songs.
We can do that. But it's gonna be kind of shitty though. I'll tell you that much. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, SPD is probably gonna be up there. SPD is gonna be up there, and
we'll talk. For those of you that are listening, let us know which you believe are your favorite Power Ranger suits, which are the terrible, the worst of the worst. You can let me know on Twitter at SESvince, on Instagram at SESvince, the show's Twitter at Str8Talk_pod. In the comment section, I'll post. Let us know what you think. On the YouTube video version, for all of you guys watching the video version, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think is the best, worst Ranger suits. But we'll keep you posted. We'll talk more Power Ranger stuff in the future. Jay, thank you for joining me. This is fun. And we didn't mention that at the top of the episode, but you actually pop in your Straight Talk podcast cherry, because it's the first time actually being on Straight Talk.
This is my first time being on Straight Talk, and I hope it's not my last.
It won't be. It won't be. So, with that being said, man, plug your stuff, man. Let them know where the people can find you.
All right, guys. So if you guys are listening, or are still around, what you could do is you can check me out on Twitter. It is J Thunder. The J and the T is capitalized. J Thunder 2009 on Twitter. You can also check me out on Twitch. There we go. Twitch. I do streams every once in a while just to kind of like get some gaming in. I love video games. We all do. We're nerds. We love doing that shit. Check me out at twitch.tv/thejthunder. And if anything, just check your boy out. Give the shout out to the Straight Talk podcast, man. I'm happy to be. I'm happy to be on here. I popped my cherry. I'm happy. This is freaking awesome, bro.
Sounds good, man. So for the Southside Bruiser, J Thunder, and myself, SESvince, this has been Straight Talk Podcast, episode 44, 30 years of Power Rangers. Time for action, guys. It's morphin' time.
Morphin' time.
Later, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one.